Rise and shine, it's Small World Card Time. And we are here today with Stephanie Garcia, aka Mamabreaks. Mama, welcome to Pop Culture Talk with Merlin. How are you doing?
Hey, Merle, good. You really clapped me up right now with that. You hyped me up.
Well, thank you. It's early in the morning. This is usually earlier than I wake up in Los Angeles, but I got up for you. And then all of a sudden you texted me as soon as I got up, and you usually do something that's on me. Like I'm usually up past midnight watching shows, and you told me you couldn't take it because you were at a convention recently and you were talking to someone, they recently told you you could not miss The Mandalorian. So you had the itch and you couldn't take it. You're like, I can't go to sleep until I watch the last episode of The Mandalorian. And so you stayed up after midnight because that's when it premieres the next day or that midnight. So you got to watch it. I haven't seen it yet. We'll probably watch it tonight or tomorrow, but don't give me any spoilers. So why did you stay up that late to watch it?
Exactly that reason. So I have a friend, we have a group chat going. We call ourselves a Jedi High Council. There's 12
Oh,
of
wow.
us. We talk all about Star Wars cards the entire time. But so my friend Lainey, Darth Mom, she went to London and they were Darth Mom, exactly.
No, it's Darth Mom. I'm okay.
These are going on top of the fridge.
That's a good one.
They actually one of the things that they were able to attend there was a pre-release of the last episode, and it's apparently, according to her, which I trust her opinion, amazing. And yeah, I had to stay up for that. So
And did you stay up?
I did. So I'm a mom of two. I'm not used to staying up past midnight. I'm not. And I actually fell asleep during the middle of it, so I still need to finish it.
Do you have too much of a comfortable couch?
Maybe cut this out because I wasn't gonna tell them, and now they're gonna know if they watch it. They were
Well,
trying.
maybe afterwards. Maybe you can pick up on it today at some time.
Oh yeah, right after this.
Don't worry, my girlfriend. We have a very comfortable couch, and no matter what we watch, no matter how much action or comedy or whatever it has, within 10 minutes, she gets herself too damn comfortable, and she is out. Like
Yeah.
we tried watching Everything Everywhere All at Once, and I don't know if you've seen that movie or not, but
No.
it won Best Picture, and it's insane. Like it's loud, it's got action, it's just insanity. I don't know how anybody can fall asleep during it. I watched it through it full entirety twice. Each time she fell asleep within 10 minutes.
That's funny.
And it's like in like Chinese, it's like Cantonese and Mandarin. She's Cantonese, and I'm like, I
It's
thought you don't
just
want to watch this, and she's
it's
like,
not
I
that
do.
it's not about not wanting to watch it. My husband and I have this fight too because I even fall asleep at the movie theater
Oh
lately.
no, okay, she's not that bad.
And it's
That's
just like
bad.
I feel like that started happening to me maybe not like 8 or 9 years ago, and it's just we don't stop. Honestly, that's what I was thinking of. When I'm at home, my daily routine, it's like nonstop. I don't have seconds to relax doing nothing. So once you're in the theater and you're like, wow, this feels good, and you're like in your hyper relaxed mode and you just fall asleep. So
I don't know how you do it. More power to you, because yeah, I don't think I could be a dad in my 50s. Like one of my best friend just last week, I'm gonna miss him a lot. He and his wife moved back to Ireland. He's been here for 30 years, and she's much younger than him, and he's 50 or 51 now, and they're gonna start a family there. And I'm like, well, good luck, dude. Bye bye. I don't know how you're gonna do it. Good thing his parents won't be able to do it because they're in their late 80s. But
yeah.
man, more power, because I just have one dog, and that's enough for me. I'm exhausted from him, so I more power to y'all, man.
A lot of coffee.
And you're and you're going still all around the country, going to conventions and summits and all kinds of stuff. I know you've been super busy. You've been telling me. I've seen your post. There's a lot of catch up on since we've last talked. You were my co-host on Between Two Slabs when the great curator was gone to Asia, and you had just gotten back from Culture Collision. And since then, I know you've been so busy. So let's catch up. Let's find out what's been happening with Mamabreaks. Tell me more.
Oh man, so much has happened since then. So I think um right after Culture Collision was the Burbank Card Show.
Okay.
And did you set up you
I
did?
did. Yes, I was super busy.
I was super busy. I didn't get a chance to go say hi like I usually do.
Me either. I felt bad too. I tried to make every time I tried to walk around, someone would text me like, "Oh, you have someone here wanting to look at a card." I'm like, "Oh my gosh."
Wasn't it insanely busy?
Yes.
I remember where my setup, I was able to see you from a distance, and
Right. We could wave
that's
to each
close
other.
as
Mamabreaks.
And all day Saturday, I was doing the kids event upstairs.
Oh,
So
that's right.
that was so much fun, Merle. That's probably
The
it.
highlight.
If there's anything that took me as close as the feeling that it was to be a teacher again, it was that.
Mm-hmm.
Like all that built up, everything that I put together for the kids, and then actually watching it and enjoying it happen
Mm-hmm.
reminded me of like when I took the kids on field trips. You know, you've
Mm-hmm.
kind of put all this hard work into making it happen for them, and then the best part is just sitting back and watching them enjoy it, watching them play with each other and laugh and have a good time. So I'm excited to do that again in Anaheim. We're
Now,
gonna
tell us what you did at the Burbank show with the kids. Can you elaborate?
Yeah, so we called it a kids trade zone, and it was upstairs off the show floor, and it was like I want to say, I'm so bad at math or space. I want to say it was like 5,000 square foot room. I have
Ooh,
no
wow,
idea.
that's a big
It was
room.
big. It was a big room, and the idea was that we invited companies to do certain events on stage with the kids as activities, but the
Okay.
entire place was set up as a trade zone, like a trade night. But
Mm-hmm.
kids were able to trade with each other. We gave them goodie bags. So some of the things that went on that were super fun was Jeff, sports card investor, and his son, they did pack battles with the kids. And they went nuts over that. They were doing like Prism Hobby pack battles, and they had a lot of fun doing that. One amazing thing that CSG did was they brought a grader, and they essentially did free grading reviews for 3 cards for each
Oh, wow.
child. And the best part about that one for me was that the parents were super interested. They're like, wait,
Of
this
course.
Pokemon card's gonna be a 10 and then it's gonna make it worth double. And they're like, yeah. So they got the parents into it. We gave some t-shirts to the parents. They had fun with that. Another really cool thing was Mark Ultimate Pastime helped us get the Quakes mascots, the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes, the
Mm-hmm.
minor league Dodger team, and they were giving out free packs of baseball cards. So it was just a really fun time.
Oh man, I'm definitely FOMOing. I wish I was upstairs instead of selling cards downstairs.
That's so funny because you're like the third or fourth person to tell me that. Because I was kind of like, I guess I was annoying everyone on the PA,
I
saying like,
can't
"Hey
imagine you
kids,"
annoying anybody.
I was like, "Hey kids, come upstairs," because I guess the PA was super loud or something. And then
Oh,
they're like, "Hey, I heard you saying something about the kids." They're like, "I wanted to go up there."
yeah, that was a big venue for Burbank. I was a little worried out being on Ontario. Like, man, I hope it does well. And it definitely exceeded my expectations.
Oh
How
my
about
gosh,
you?
can you believe Anaheim's gonna be even bigger?
I know, right?
I honestly, I had the highest expectations for Burbank, and
You
they
did.
exceeded too. I did.
Oh, I know.
I believe in it
I
so
tread
so.
lightly because I just get so worried. Like, okay, this is when you know, shows get flat again or something because it was very consistent last year, or it was strong at the beginning of the year and then everything weakened at the end of the year, and then all of a sudden it came back strong again in 23. Every show that I've done so far in 23 has been very successful.
Yeah, Culture Collision looks successful to me, and then obviously
It
Burbank.
was.
So.
Now, what did you do at your booth? I mean, you were doing the thing with the children upstairs, and then what was going on at your booth at that time?
Oh, my booth was just decorated.
I know, but what do you do at your booth? Because I didn't
But
get a chance to come. I
yeah,
made it like 2 rows over, and that was like it.
Thursday and Friday was essentially just me and my booth, and it
Okay.
honestly turned into a meetup place, which that's something that really opened my eyes to what we can be doing at card shows, especially as like I don't know what you want to call us, like influencers, but more so like a breaker. I hang out with a lot of people every night, every week, and open cards. So they begin to know me, I begin to know them, and we're friends. So Burbank for me was the first time where I've I've had this much of a following and this much momentum that I was able to set up and have a lot of people come meet me for the first time that have been joining my breaks or like my content and kind of just hang out. So we had a lot of fun on Friday. I had a lot of my Star Wars group come and we were just ripping and we were doing in-person breaks and we pulled the Vader auto. It was fun.
You pulled a Vader auto of
We pulled the Vader
which of Vader?
out of Topps Chrome Black.
No, but which actor?
Hayden.
Hayden Christensen. Okay, Anakin Vader. I didn't know it was James Earl Jones Vader or the
Not
man when
Sally.
they opened up his face and you saw his cameo for 10 seconds.
Yeah, and no, I don't think
Vader.
he plays anymore.
Okay,
No.
that's awesome. And then what other shows or conventions have you been to since as well?
And right after that, it was a Topps industry conference, which was also really, really cool.
Held where?
In Phoenix, Arizona. It was actually at Chase Field.
Oh wow.
That was an unbelievable experience to me. To my knowledge, this is the first time that they've done it at this scale and made it this like what's the word? Fancy is not the word. Just like really amazing and fun. Honestly, you so the way that you go to the industry conferences, they open up tickets to businesses in October, and they usually it's only a certain amount of tickets. I believe the number they said this time was like 400 to 450.
Okay.
They sell out eventually. This time they sold out around January, and so you pay about I believe it was $400. You pay for your room and your flight or however you get there, and they give you a really cool goodie bag where I got one of these, and I got those silver packs. So I got like a Deion Sanders gold out of
Ooh.
5 auto, which was nice. Francisco Alvarez out of 25,
Mm.
and another rookie that I forgot his name, which was pretty cool. They give you Ray-Ban sunglasses, and the first night you go in, there's a party going on. So this is at Chase Field, like inside the stadium, which is mind blowing to me. Growing up, being a little girl, like wanting to visit more stadiums, not even being able to go to as many baseball games as I would have liked, like going to a baseball stadium for a party.
Hmm.
I was in that moment living my dream. I was like, I can't believe this is happening right now. And they had like catering and open bar, and you were able to meet Corbin Carroll, the one of the best prospects right now. It's actually doing pretty
Okay.
good. And
And let's say tell everyone Chase Field is where the
Diamondbacks play.
Diamondback play. Okay.
Yeah. So Corbin
Baseball
Carroll's
team.
a Diamondback rookie this year, and we were able to take a picture with him and get his autographed rookie card. So, but as far as the actual conference, it was also on the field. So they had the stage set up over the dugout, and we were sitting in the stands.
Mm.
So it was fun.
And how long was it?
It was 2 days. The conference was 2 days, and the party right before, and then every day they had like a different event that night. After the first day of the conference, we did Top Golf. So it's just a perfect way to also meet other businesses and network. I met a ton of card shop owners that I probably would have never met otherwise. It's a lot of opportunity when you meet the right people too. So those are, if you're running a business in this industry, that's a really important one to go to, especially now that Fanatics is in charge and they're taking over all these licenses. So It's in your best. It's in everyone's best favor to attend these, I think.
Now, what was the highlight of the weekend?
As far as the conference goes, I was super interested. There was so much information and so many cool things that are happening this year in cards. One of them being that they're working with another company, I believe it's called Athletics Unlimited, where they're going to start making women's softball cards,
Oh,
which is
wow.
pretty awesome. They announced a lot of like the cool stuff that everybody was talking about on Twitter, like Brady autos and Bowman draft picks.
Okay.
And my favorite part was the extreme focus on Star Wars cards this year and
Oh,
moving.
really?
Yeah, I mean they had
Now we're talking.
this like a whole presentation on that, and then they even had a breakout room the second day where we were able to talk to Andrew Goodman, who's in charge of like creating these products, and just having that like one-on-one with him was super awesome, and learning like kind of where their headspace is at with Star Wars cards, and they're very very bullish on it. Like they think that we're going to get a lot of people into the hobby with that because it's such a huge franchise, and really Disney's just doing so much with it moving forward. Like you saw the announcements at Celebration last week. Like they're really gonna make a ton of movies and make this popular, and this generation's really gonna fall in love with Star
Yeah.
Wars.
And I heard that Topps was finally present at Star Wars Celebration in London this past weekend.
Yes, and they had an exclusive Celebrations trading card set, which was really cool. I like it. I loved it, honestly. It's not a chrome card, but it's a foil card and it still looks beautiful. Every volume was a different like section of movie. So the first volume is the original trilogy. Second volume was the prequels. No, second volume was the sequels, I think, and then prequels, and then the Galactic stories, which is your Mandalorian and Ahsoka,
Right.
all those. I don't know. I think it's awesome. I think the right people are in charge of making these cards because it's really getting a lot of people in. Like I really say so this was the news, the big news for Star Wars at
Okay.
the Future Conference was number one, Mark Hamill's gonna sign again. And
Because he hasn't signed since 2017, correct?
exactly.
Okay.
So we're gonna get him this year. They didn't announce what product. I'm assuming he'll be in either Masterworks or a new product that they announced that they didn't talk much about, but they kind of like teased that Galactic Antiquities. Now this is gonna be the highest end Star Wars product.
Oh, really?
In my opinion, they didn't make this comparison, but I'm thinking, Transcendent.
I was going to ask
Yeah,
Transcendence version of
where
Star
where
Wars.
where they're gonna feature, experiences like tickets to premieres, possibly
Oh, man. A
prop.
ride on the Star Cruiser.
Oh my gosh. Can you imagine cutting up a movie prop and putting it like an actual movie prop from one of the movies and putting it in like a thick card, like Dynasty looking card?
Are you going to break this if it
Of
comes
course.
out?
This is supposed to come out this December, so save your monies.
How much do you think it's going to cost, Mama?
I'm hoping it's under 1,000, but we'll see.
Oh, I doubt it very seriously. I wish.
I'm
That sounds like
thinking,
a lot of goodies for $1,000.
no, I'm thinking it's gonna be like a 1 or 2 card per box type of thing.
Still, man, if it comes with like a trip or a ticket to something,
Listen, this is what I tell people all the time. At the end of the day, it's not Tops doesn't determine the prices of these things. They do
that's
their
good.
first initial price, but
Okay.
really we do the price. What's the word? We do the price spiking because if it's really popular, it's gonna be more than $800 on the secondary market.
But I'm hoping I have the chance of getting the primary market, the retail
Honestly,
market.
and that's a lesson to be learned, and I've learned that over the past 2 years a lot with because being so involved in wax is that when you uh look at a product like this and you're excited about it and you believe in it beforehand, do your research, that's when you get that product right away. Like
Mhm.
make sure if they do a pre-release price, get it. If they do their first price on the website, you better be on there and trying to get it because if you believe in it that much, that means other people do too, and it will go up. Whereas opposed to like a product like Signature Series that I was honestly kind of nervous about
Mhm.
initially. They also announced that they won't be doing Signature Series anymore
Oh,
because
really?
yeah, because in the past few years it's not been that great of a product. And it's funny, last night, one of my people in my group was like, it's a duplicate series. You get a lot of the same autos. So because of that reason, I was like very conservative about my purchasing and just knowing that this is not a product that's going to continually go up. That's what I mean. You kind of just, people have that question all the time. Should I buy it before or should I buy it after? Long story short, if you believe in it, buy it early. If you don't, you can wait a little while. It'll probably go down.
No, at first when I was opening those boxes, Signature Series, I was pulling good stuff. I was getting that lucky hand, and then my friends started buying stuff, and they were getting really bad hands. And then I saw, like, at the last show in Dallas, a guy who buys a lot from me, who is a big wrestling fan, and he was actually here in Los Angeles for WrestleCon WrestleMania, but he pulled a Harrison Ford out of one at Dallas.
And those boxes are so cheap. Well, that's the cool thing about those boxes, honestly. They're very affordable and the ceiling is very high. So if you think about it that way, I mean, why wouldn't you open a case of that? Let's open a case.
But I had a buddy, all he was kept pulling was like Stormtrooper number 4 and Imperial Soldier number 6.
Imperial Security Officer, Valentine.
Yeah, featured extras pretty much.
This is our favorite. I feel like you know how we say these are case hits to us? There's at least 2 per case, 2 tubes.
Oh, crazy. Now, why do you think Topps was at Star Wars Celebration this year, but not there last year? We were very surprised because of the success and everything and how many people attend the convention. I mean, there's like 100,000 people. Where the hell was Topps?
I know, and Galaxy Chrome had was already out at that point, and it was super popular. I think that the Fanatics has a lot to do with this new resurgence and focus on Star Wars.
Oh, really?
Yes, I think they were able to see, how popular Galaxy Chrome was, and really, what starts going through people's minds, I mean, mine too, is these box prices are so high for Galaxy Chrome 21 because it was the first really cool Star Wars product that we've had in a long time. So then they try to figure out, like, obviously, how can we make more money off of this, and how can we make more product that more people can get their hands on? So Fanatics, I think, saw this opportunity, and they're the ones spearheading this movement into focusing more on Star Wars, and that's why they understand that they have to have a presence at Celebration. They have to have a presence at these Comic Cons. They're doing a special high-tech release for New York Comic Con.
Are you going to go to New York Comic Con?
I'm not sure yet. We'll see. I would love to go and see that product, or maybe, I don't know if they're going to also do like an exclusive release where you can only get it at the New York Comic Con. If that's the case, I might have to
go. When is it? New York? Is it May or when?
October.
It's not till October or fall. Okay.
It's fall.
It's got to be when the weather's good in New York.
So another really cool announcement that they made for Star Wars was that there's going to be now. So right now, if you think about it, we only had 2 revolving Star Wars products, and even then they didn't release every year. So we had Masterwork. Well, Masterwork I think did release every year, and Signature Series, like something signature based. But now we're gonna have 7 revolving Star Wars products every year.
7?
7.
And how many are right now?
I want to say 2.
2? Wait a minute. I see more than. I'm thinking like.
I'm meaning revolving, like moving forward. They're gonna come out every year. Like you can expect these products every year.
Well, I feel like doesn't like Finest come out? You have the Galaxy Chrome.
So
they don't come out every year.
That's what I mean. Galaxy Chrome, the first year ever it came out was 2021. So I don't know. We had no idea if that was going to be a revolving product moving forward. But they said that it is now.
And it was an experiment at first.
Yeah, so it is. We're going to get Galaxy Chrome every year. Finest, before last year, the last time Finest release was in 2018.
Oh, really?
Yes. So now Finest will also be a revolving product. We can expect to see it every year.
You have Masterworks.
Masterwork was a revolving product. We will see that every year. They're going to have a flagship Star Wars release. So think of like Top Series 1.
Okay.
When it's a lot of paper and like really like nice hits here and there. That's meant to be like the affordable entry point for Star Wars cards. We're gonna see that. That's number 4.
There's a regular Chrome.
Regular Chrome, which again has regular Chrome in the past has been like those scene cards, like Legacy.
Yeah.
Legacy didn't come out every year, but so Topps Chrome moving forward. Topps Chrome's actually going to release next month, May 17. So
Okay.
Topps Chrome, and then Topps Chrome Black, and then I want to say did we say Masterwork already? Yeah, and then
Yes.
the Galactic Antiquities.
They also do the other shows. I mean, like Mandalorian and
Those will be coming out. I don't know if they didn't say for every show, but for the big shows, they will come out. Obviously, those aren't revolving, they'll go by show. But Mandalorian should be coming out later this year. Hopefully in Chrome, but probably paper first. And Obi-Wan is getting a set too.
yeah, they should do a box all the other shows.
Mhm.
and
But the Boba
Andor.
Fett got their own. Yeah, Andor would be a good one with so Diego Luna's first autos in Signature Series.
Oh, it would be.
It is.
It is
The one of one's been pulled
already.
already.
Have you pulled one?
I haven't.
A Diego Luna?
I have not. I really want to.
I also want a Rosario Dawson too.
Oh,
Before the
those
show
are
comes
so
out.
expensive.
Oh my goodness, I want one so badly. I want a Pedro Pascal too.
Me too. Trust me. Pedro autos are going up because of that other show.
Yeah, The Last of Us. Of course, I knew that would. I was afraid of that. Dang it. People realizing before I even did.
Yeah.
I want to grab onto one. But there's a few that are different in prices because I know Divine Warrior Anthony, he had one for a really reasonable price.
Yeah.
And
You
I was
want to
like,
get his Masterwork auto, I think.
Is that the more expensive one?
And the Stellar Signatures, I think he has one in that too.
Yeah, I think that's the least expensive one, or the most inexpensive one. That's the one I think was like $2,500. I wish I'd gotten it. Dang it! Because I have Bella Ramsey's autographed rookie cards, the girl who's in The Last of Us, and it's from 2018 Game of Thrones.
Nice.
And you could find those in the bargain bins for the longest time.
That's crazy.
And now people were having to pull them out or they were already sold. Because I was searching for them at Burbank and other card shows, and I found a couple.
So we have a lot of young actors and actresses in these new Star Wars films too that I think are really good. Like if you're buying into a box for $80 and you pull one of them, they're really nice holds because you don't know.
Exactly. Yeah. They could be stars tomorrow.
Exactly. They can get their big break a few years from now, and then
they can land that big role on TV or movies. There's so many opportunities now. It's crazy. One good show, one good movie.
Yeah, and they're already in Star Wars getting the exposure, so they're on the right track.
Bella Ramsey's card autographed was going just for like $10, $20 in bargain bins, and now they're going for like $500.
That's nice. There you go.
Overnight. And they're going to go more because they intentionally didn't even want her for the second season because it advances 20 more years. They were going to do kind of like a House of Dragon and get a whole new actress who was going to be in their 30s. But she made such a huge impact and stole the show that they are going to have to rewrite her for the second season. They're keeping her because they see that she's just too much of a gem to let go. I had a printing plate of her too, like a 6-set printing plate, and I bought it, and then I took it to Dallas, and it was the first thing I sold. It even lasted my display case for like an hour. I sold it on Thursday night, and the guy bought all my Bella Ramsey's. I didn't bring her autographs. I'm holding on to those, but I had like other unique things and low numbered cards, like old foil. And some guy goes, "I'll take it all."
Cool.
I was like, "Oh wow, that was fast."
Have you ever spoken to Sharon Black Jaded Wood?
Oh yeah, I've seen her all the time. I saw her in Dallas. She was set up just around the corner from me.
She's been getting a lot more into non-sport cards.
She has two?
Yeah, at Mint,
wow.
she had a whole showcase just full of non-sport.
I know when she started buying some Star Wars last year, and she was showing it off, and I was like, "Oh, that's some cool stuff."
Yeah, the Harrison Ford Super Refractor.
Yeah, I told her. I actually ran to her in Chicago right after that, and I wanted to see the card, so she should let me look at it.
Nice.
She brought it with her. So let's go back to the Topps conference back in Arizona. And I was asking you what the highlight of your weekend was, but rumor is that I don't know if it was that weekend or not. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you had so let's say the premiere of your debut of you being on actually trading card.
Oh no, it wasn't that. It wasn't there actually.
Well, let's strike that then. Okay.
No, it was.
Where was it? Tell me where it was.
Oh, where they? I mean, so they told us about 6 months ago.
Okay.
They actually sent us a Topps jersey to take a picture in for the image for the card. There wasn't really an announcement. It was the weekend. It was recently, right before Mint. They released a checklist a couple of days, a week before it released.
So
We
when
didn't
did you
really
finally
have-
get to see it?
I finally got to see it a week later. So it just released. It released when we were all at Mint,
Okay.
which was
Mint
last.
Collective, which was in Las Vegas, which was what, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, the product released there. Jeff opened a ton of it. Jeff Wilson, he's also on the set, and he pulled himself and Ryan.
He pulled himself.
Yeah, well, his son actually pulled him, which is really awesome.
I bet he was just tickled pink. His son was.
Oh my gosh, can you imagine? That would be an honor for me for one of
A
my
highlight, yes.
Yeah,
I can imagine.
but yeah, I didn't see my actual card until they send us some for friends and family. So I actually have it right here. And
Let's see
when
it.
I got back from Vegas, so I saw this last week. There it is.
Oh my goodness, look at there.
It's pretty awesome.
And that comes in what set?
Topps Big League.
Topps Big League, that's baseball set, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
It's
Okay.
catered towards kids.
Oh, it's a kids one. Okay. So can we get like an X-Fractor?
No, so it's like
Garcia or a autograph?
So same, it's of me, no. So we're short prints. So I want to say we've been trying to figure out the odds, and we're essentially one in every case.
Whoa, one in a case. The odds of Jeff Wilson's son pulling his own dad out of a pack.
It's insane.
And he does it there at the debut at Mint Collective of that card.
No, he did this like right before when he was home with them.
Oh, they did it at home. Okay.
Yeah. And then
not Mint Collective. Okay.
Jeff went to a card shop in Vegas and he ripped some, and he pulled Ryan, card collector too.
Did he sell it to him?
No, he gave it to him. It was pretty awesome.
Oh my gosh, how much are you valued at right now? What's $10,000?
No, actually, but I'm just super surprised it's selling at $100.
Have to get one, get it authenticated.
Yeah, exactly. I haven't signed one yet. I'll be doing that this week.
I hope PSA has your DNA so they know what your handwriting looks like.
Exactly.
So how was Mint Collective in Vegas?
Mint was very fun.
Okay.
So again, like industry conference was a lot more about the work and the product and
about networking and
I would say
out with Topps.
Yeah, I would say learning what Topps is doing, kind of like trying to figure out where to pivot your business or what to do and how to move forward with all the new news. I think it for card shops especially, it was really important. As breakers, yeah, they're focusing on breakers a lot too. So it's breakers and card shops, the industry conference was for. But as far as Mint, this is just like a whole meeting of everyone who makes the industry so wonderful. Like it's not just the trading cards focus. It's like the auction houses are there, and all these wonderful people making new products like Zion. He announced that he's doing a new product. Did you get to see? Did you go to Mint?
No, I was at WrestleCon and WrestleMania.
Oh, that's right. And so he announced that he's doing this new like PSA type of mag holder that looks pretty awesome. And then obviously you have your grading companies and you have bigger card shops. And it's a ton of network opportunities at night after the show with the parties and the founders party, and then the collectors party on Saturday was really good too. So definitely a great place to find those one-on-one opportunities with people and try to make new business relationships and network with people and help each other out. So I think it being in Vegas makes it a little extra fun. Feels a little like a vacation but it's not because a lot of us are also selling on the show floor.
Oh, you sold on the show floor as well?
I didn't set up.
Okay.
I did a couple of Whatnot shows at the Whatnot booth.
Gotcha. And did you speak at the Mint Collective?
So yes, I did speak on panel 2. I was honored to be a part of Bullpen and Friends activation. It was a room that they created to have panels for card shop owners. So the panel that I was on was with my friend Kayla at Kayla Collects, and we were talking about the importance of the new generation of collectors and how kind of like card shop owners can appeal to kids on social media, and what honestly, it was more of like a Kayla's perspective from her being in the hobby for 10 years as a kid. Like, what would get young Kayla to visit a card shop and how card shops can expose themselves and stuff like that. It was a great conversation. We talked a lot about TikTok and just making kids feel comfortable.
And what was other highlights at the Mint Collective?
I did a box war that I lost in the first round.
Oh no!
That was
what was
fun.
the box war?
It was contenders. So we didn't go by the best hit, which was hilarious because we were going by the lowest serial number. So to the left. So I think he got 34, and I got 33. So I lost by 1. But he ended up pulling a Cade Cunningham, like a beautiful Cade Cunningham silver auto. And like nobody cared. We're like, okay. They're like, he got the serial number 34. That was the one that matters. But it was fun. It was so fun. Scott Bless ended up winning. We didn't get to keep the cards, but he won.
That's what I'm asking. Did he take them, or someone else take them?
I think Panini. I think they took them back. I'm not sure.
Oh, that's evil.
No, I was like, I really thought that we were gonna keep him, but we didn't. But he won like a belt.
A belt?
Yeah, like a wrestling belt.
Oh, that was like a leather belt.
No.
What? He was losing his pants. He lost his britches at the box battle. But he wanted a wrestling belt. Was it like a WWE championship belt?
Another highlight.
Okay.
Honestly, like I got sick after Mint, so I'm maybe like blocking it out a little bit.
Okay, you're still recovering.
I'm just remembering that I did eBay Live. I did my first eBay Live.
Now, I haven't even experienced this. Can you tell me more about it?
So eBay Live, super excited about this. They've actually been working on rolling this out slowly over the past 6 months, and they've been asking card shop owners and breakers to go live and sell product. And it's been exciting to see. It's not a separate app yet, but it's on the actual eBay app, and you can just go to a section that says eBay Live and see what's coming up and bookmark it and watch it. I was able to do my debut on Saturday, and it was so awesome. I was essentially in front of a camera and just talking about Star Wars cards and baseball cards. We auctioned a couple starting at $1, and it was just awesome. It was a really great experience, and it's fun to see that eBay is going that route, and I'm excited to see what it's.
Now, are they trying to emanate like Whatnot?
No,
what?
Not exactly. As far as what it looks like now, it's more of like I don't want to say QVC, like the home shopping network, but it looks that way now. You kind of just get to meet the seller in person, kind of build that personal connection and sell things live and being able to auction. I don't think that they're trying to be Whatnot. It's definitely going to be something different, but
Like,
I don't know. Live selling in general, there's no.
Will this be accessible to any dealer on eBay who sells cards?
As far as right now, no. I'm not sure how they're rolling that out, but it's still very new. Just even now, as I'm gonna continue doing some. I have 2 schedules for next week, actually, Tuesday and Sunday. Still we're testing it.
Now, do we get to watch this, or who would be able to watch the first time you do this?
Next Tuesday, everyone. Just
okay. How do we get to watch?
Just jump on the app on Tuesday at 5 p.m. Pacific Central. Just jump on the app on Tuesday Pacific. At 5 PST.
Okay. Yeah, and that's 8 o'clock Eastern time.
8 o'clock Eastern time. I'll be on there selling just like I do on any other stream on Instagram or on Whatnot, just selling packs of Star Wars cards. And Sunday I'll be doing baseball.
Now, do you have that link in Instagram, or do we like find you on eBay?
Just find me on eBay. I don't know if they put my actual live on there yet, but if you go to your app, you see right here, it says
Right?
eBay Live up there, the third one.
Oh, I see it. Yes, I
You
see
go
eBay
home,
Live. Yep, I
there's
see it.
eBay Live.
Yes. Oh,
Oh,
you can buy watches.
somebody's live right now. Mojo's coming on 21 April.
Oh,
They
wow.
didn't
Okay.
they didn't put mine up there yet. But if you go to the
I
past,
see upcoming.
you can say replay. There's a replay right there. That's Mama Breaks at
Oh, I
Mint
see
Connection.
Daps has one.
Yeah,
Mojo. Yeah, Mamabreaks. I see it right here. And I see your Galaxy box cards. Oh,
yeah. So
nice.
if you can actually go see my stream
Well, that's
at the
awesome.
Mint Collective.
You're right there. Look, right there.
Like, yep,
Woo! Awesome. 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 I can't wait.
definitely.
I'll have to watch that so I know what to expect. I'm learning something every single day. Oh, wow. Now, are there other cards? I mean, I know you've been getting into the Star Wars ever since last year, and you normally break Topps products, correct?
Mhm.
And I don't know if you do any others. And then is there any other type of like pop culture cards you're into as well?
You know what, Merle? It's been, of course, I love Marvel. It's just
Hmm.
something I just need more time to get into it, to really learn it and see like ways to do it. But Marvel is something that's on my to-do list this year because I love Marvel. If there's
Hmm.
anything, I love Star Wars, but Marvel for me trumps Star Wars a bit. I'll have to admit. I grew up watching the X-Men series, and I love Storm and I love Rogue, so I was super into that growing up.
Well, that's
And
awesome because especially now you've got young kids, so I guarantee you that Disney Plus is probably your favorite app. Watching,
yes,
you're probably on there 24/7.
my boys love Spider-Man. Like they love Spider-Man. What 3, 4-year-old boy doesn't like Spider-Man right now? It's crazy. I do a lot of baseball. Baseball is what I
I
really
imagine
got
that's
me into.
what you got you started, right?
So I love ripping Bowman. I love ripping. Right now, we're doing a Stadium Club Chrome case break tonight, and Bowman's coming up at the end of the month, April 26th. That's gonna be huge.
Mm.
That's really the most fun product to rip and buy into because you get all these prospects. And same thing, you could just like those young actors and actresses we were talking about that
Hmm.
someday can get that big deal. That's what you're doing when you're ripping Bowman. These prospects, you put them away in a box, and 2, 3 years from now they can have great games, and you're looking at $100-$200 cards. So
Yeah, I found that once in my Bowman with Derek Jeter and Mariano Rivera. I had those like in a container, and I went home like a few years ago and I opened my container at my parents' house. My mom's like, "You got a container full of cards and stuff. You want to check it out?" And I went and looked, and I bet you I hadn't opened, looked at them in 30 years, and there they were, just sitting and still in packs. Like I had put them in the packs and just threw them in a container,
that's crazy. I
and they
know.
were still in great shape, and I sold them for lots of money.
That's amazing. Did
I
you lose
know, right? Oh yeah, they
them?
came back like I think both nines. And made pretty good
Wow.
money. So I was pretty happy with it. Oh my goodness, and I don't even collect baseball that much. I did back then a lot. That was like 93,
Yeah.
early 90s. It was like the white borders and everything. It was pretty
Yes.
crazy.
Same with
Now,
these kids. They're their first cards. So those are the ones that once they debut, become
mhm.
more popular, those are the ones that go up the most.
Now you do your breaks on Instagram Live, right?
Instagram Live, I've been kind of like coming off that a little bit. Mostly Whatnot right now.
On Whatnot, okay, and then Whatnot is still Mama Breaks.
hmm
And what time do you usually do your shows on Whatnot?
Wednesday through Friday, 5:30
At
Pacific.
5:30 Pacific, 8:30 Eastern time. I'm sure you have probably way more people on the East Coast than you do on the West Coast watching.
I don't know. I want to say it's kind of half and
Oh,
half.
you think so?
But you know what? It's because Whatnot's a very East Coast app.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm trying to I'm working on being on there a little earlier, but for right now
And
it's
how do you do it when you have people from like other countries on there buying stuff from you? Is that
well
difficult?
no, well what not actually makes that possible because it was difficult to do that on Instagram. You would have to like there's a yeah, do different things to make that happen because the shipping is so expensive.
I know. I can
Really
imagine.
worth it to pay $50 for a $50 break in shipping. But Whatnot makes it a little easier for
Okay.
international buyers. So I do have some buyers from Australia usually.
Do they have like a hub like eBay does, or they just you don't even know? You just
Oh, I
they just
know.
take care of it.
eBay's like they're really on it with that stuff. They're making it a lot easier too, so that's gonna be fun to do breaks on there because of that reason. They just I have no idea honestly. The buyer pays for shipping.
Yeah, you just do it. You just see it, and you print it out, and you
I
just
just see that I'm sending something
package
to
it.
Australia, and I'm like, cool.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. What do you have in store for so far coming up in the next 6 months?
Definitely check me out on eBay Live. I'm super excited about that and hopefully have a lot of you in there that I know. And that would make me feel a little more comfortable. I would appreciate that. And Burbank Card Show in Anaheim, Labor Day weekend. Be there or be square. It's going to be big. It's going to be a lot bigger than Ontario show.
Whew,
And
I know.
the kids trade zone. We're going to have a spot on the floor. It's going to look amazing. We're going to have all the same people come and help out and a ton of more giveaways. I'm really, really excited about that. So
Will you be at the National in Chicago?
I will be at the National in Chicago.
Yay, we will too.
Yeah,
We'll
are you
be in the
saying
very middle and the very far back.
I don't know what my plans for National are yet. It usually all comes at once. You'll get like 3 weeks before and be like, "Can you do this? Can you do this? Can you do?"
I don't even know yet. Oh wow. Oh, I don't want. Well, that sounds awful. Get thrown right at the last minute. And then you have
Always.
3 weeks to prepare for it. Oh my goodness.
But I just know we have to go. That's it.
Yeah, you have to be there. I can't understand. I'd be so surprised if you weren't there, Stephanie.
No, we have to be there.
My girlfriend's never been to Chicago, and she wanted to go during that weekend. Dan's like, "No, you promised me the other bed."
That's funny.
I was like, "Oh my!" As I told Maria, I was like, "Honey, like this is like prime property. Everything's expensive, and we got booked. You know, we finally got a hotel room across from the convention, and like everything's expensive. It's not like we can find another room for somebody. It's going to be a lot. Like, don't come." And I'm going to be. She's like, "Oh, you're going to be working all this week?" Like, well, yeah. What do you think I'm doing? She thinks every time I go on these things, I just have a fun vacation. I'm like,
Absolutely not.
no, I'm working my butt off.
Don't get me wrong, it's fun, but
Yeah, exactly.
I was thinking of that too, like maybe taking the kids, and I was like, I will literally not have any time.
No.
You walk in, like you wake up and you walk into the convention, and I essentially like even this last time, you just feel like you black out, and then it's like 7 o'clock, and you're like, what just happened? You're busy every second of the day.
Yeah, you're on your feet the entire time. You don't even know what it feels like to sit down until you do. And you're just like, how am I going to get back up? Like, oh my, it's like I feel so good. And we got more to go to tonight. Oh my gosh, it's woo.
Didn't
So,
we?
yeah.
Were we on the same flight back home?
Yes. You and your husband, we both were.
It's
Yes.
awesome.
And I was exhausted. Oh my goodness. Oh man, goodness. I was like, how am I going to make it? I couldn't wait to get in my own bed. I think I slept for 2 days straight. I don't know about you, but I did.
Oh my gosh. And then Atlantic City was just another crazy, crazy place.
That was a tough, I mean, I had the blast, don't get me wrong. It was amazing to finally set up at a show like that. I was never expecting that. But man, it was the big blur. And just traveling everywhere, like you had to get into an Uber to go from casino to casino and casino to convention. It's not like Chicago where you can just walk over to the convention center and all the other hotels are all cluttered together. This was a lot more difficult. Best of all, the convention is right next to the airport, whereas Atlantic City, you had to fly into either New York or Philadelphia and then get an Uber for an hour and a half to get to Atlantic City. You can't just fly directly from LA to Atlantic City. That's pretty much impossible unless you had your own chartered plane.
Yeah.
But that was experience. But I had a great time other than that. Yeah, my girlfriend, what she wants me to do though, she wants to stay another week and do all the touristy things in Chicago. So she wants to come down and we'll probably stay like in downtown Chicago. And she wants to go to Lollapalooza. So after the convention, I'll be going to a music festival, I think.
Oh my gosh, good luck.
Yeah. I know, right? Like, oh, I gotta like mentally and physically prepare for like I need 6 months. I gotta start right now, Stephanie.
Yes, you got to start working
prepare
out.
myself.
Right, it's gonna be like
That's why I'm doing yoga every day.
Yeah,
I got to be ready. Luckily, my neck is healing.
You got
Another thing is
Tom Brady. See how do you do it? You know what's
I
special
know,
to
right?
Tom Brady?
She's gonna have to let me sleep for 2 days straight after the convention's over with, because we're gonna, you know how it is. We're gonna be going 24/7,
Exactly.
and you're running on adrenaline at one point. Even the
Yep.
first day, I think you're just running on fumes after the first day. After
Trust
that, it's
me,
just like, oh,
I had no idea what to expect. Last year was my first time.
it was.
Yeah, and I think this year honestly is gonna be probably even bigger and
No,
more
it's going to be a
people.
lot bigger. I mean, you don't know, because I've already been to the Chicago National twice already,
Mhm.
and they've extended. They're making it bigger. There's a whole nother area that I went to at the last convention in Chicago that wasn't even open during the national. There's a whole nother space, and they're opening that area up just for corporate,
Gosh, so you
and
gotta
it's going to be even bigger now.
this time I'm gonna really be prepared. Like you need to take snacks, you need to take a lot of water.
Mhm.
Like and you're right, because there's a point, and I tell people like if I met you at some point in the national, that wasn't me, because I was literally there was days where I was overwhelmed. I was like, what? You couldn't like walk right. I had no idea. I was looking at the same tables again and again at one point. Like you need a map and you need a plan. It's so crazy.
It is crazy, and
I saw you
you.
at the Beckett booth. You were reslabbing your Luca. Do you remember?
Yes, yes, yes. And I was high on painkillers. I was like the worst pain of my life. My primary doctor suggested I even go, and I'm like, no, you look here. I have been working all year for this. This is like the Super Bowl. This is like Tom Brady at 45 making it to the Super Bowl, and then you tell him just because he's got a little sprain, he can't make it to the Super Bowl. Oh hell nah, because he's not going to be able to do this ever again.
There you go. You walk in there and you're like, I'm Tom Brady. I'm
No,
Tom
and I'm like, and I won a Super Bowl. I felt like, because I'm like, I'm glad I went, and because people like when we're doing the shows at night, they're like, Merlin, you look like you're having a good time because you have a big smile on your face, but you can't open your eyes at the card show. And I'm like, yeah, I couldn't, man. Like I was just like this, like just big grin on my face,
funny.
because I had to stand up for 20 hours straight. I
Yeah.
was like, I didn't know how to do it, so I just kept taking a painkiller. But man, I'm glad I got off those things. But man, they got me through the entire week. I'll humbly admit. That's the only way I was going to make it. And then I finally had my procedures in September. What a show! I can't. So I'm looking forward to it in the end of July, correct? In the beginning of August in
Nice.
Chicago at the Rosemont Convention Center.
Nice.
It's Rosemont. So Stephanie, another thing I want to ask you, because I mean, if people don't know, you're a woman and you're a woman of color. I had done card shows back, 30 years ago when I was in college. And then I come back, and even when I went to my first national, even my convention coming back within 30 years after college was the Chicago National back in 2019. And I noticed, again, it was pretty much 95% middle-aged white guys. And I can rag on the white guys because I'm a middle-aged Southern white guy myself, but it seemed like that was pretty much all the demographics. And I have noticed since 2019, it's 23 now. That's what, 4 years? It has drastically changed. And I didn't even see kids this time back in 2019, and now I'm slowly starting to see kids. I see people of color. I see women more involved, because I bet you I just spoke to probably 2 or 3 women, and those women were just there because their husbands or boyfriends were there. That was it. They did not, and they didn't even look like they even wanted to be there or be associated with it. Because I know my girlfriend doesn't want to be associated with it. She's like, no, it's a bunch of white dudes. Yuck. Have fun. I never want to go again. But I've slowly seen it change. I mean, there's a lot of more young, hip kids involved. I mean kids. I mean, kids in their 20s. I think you're a kid too. You're in 20s. But
I'm 30, exactly.
You're 30. Oh my gosh. Oh, call the law. But it's a lot of like stinky. I'll say it. It's a lot of stinky white dudes, and I was like, this hobby needs more diversity. And
Yes.
I'm starting to see it. What's your opinion on that, Stephanie?
My opinion is that it's happening. It's happening. It's really just cards are cool now. They really are. They weren't cool when we were growing up. Like doing Pokemon cards and baseball cards wasn't the coolest thing. Now it's cool. Now more people are going to be interested in it, and we're all doing the right thing by being inclusive, not gatekeeping, and really just focusing on, as long as we keep focusing on making this something positive and fun, like we're just going to continue seeing a lot more people get into it. And like you said, every year that goes by, I've been doing this for almost like 2.5 years now.
Oh, wow.
Every year to me is a drastic change in the amount of kids that are doing it and women. So
Now, what do you think has brought on that change?
obviously the everything becoming popular again during COVID, I think that's what got me interested in again. But like I said, I did cards when I was a kid. I think our generation too, like what do you call us, like younger millennials? I don't know.
Are you a millennial or a Gen
Yeah,
Zer?
I'm a millennial.
You are a millennial,
Yeah.
yes, because you're your late 20s, early 30s.
And we're now having our own kids, and we have, our careers, and we have disposable more income to do on these things, to spend on these things, and it's just fun. So I don't know. I think we're gonna continue seeing that, and like I said, we as people in the industry that own businesses and to create content, we have a responsibility to keep it fun and be welcoming as we can to everyone. So as long as we keep doing that, we're going to see way more people get in, and you can do that in many different ways. Like you creating content and having me on here, that's a great step. That's a great way to continue it. There's so many other collectors that you can have on here to highlight too. Representation is what that is. And then, like I said, just being kind, welcoming.
Mhm.
When you're setting up at card shows, say hi to everyone. Don't
Mhm.
assume that because they're a woman, they're just there with their boyfriend. Say, hey, what do you collect? Do you collect cards? What kind of cards? What's your favorite player? Kind of be a teacher in that aspect too. It's only going to help grow the hobby. I think LA and the Burbank Card Show, Union Marketplace card shows, they do. We are so diverse here. Just living in LA, my entire life,
So true.
I've not been a minority my entire life just because I live in LA.
I know, right?
You know this. Merle, you'd probably be more of a minority than me.
Oh no, I am. I'm definitely a minority in my neighborhood. I'm probably one of probably two straight white males in my neighborhood. I think there's two of us here.
Exactly. So more
So,
shows.
but I love it. I embrace it. That's why I love LA versus. I mean, I love from where I'm from, Tennessee, North Carolina, but I embrace Los Angeles, and I love the different cultures, and I love learning about it, and because it's different, it's not what I grew up with, and so I am intrigued by it, and people teach me about their cultures, and it's great to learn. It's great to be around.
We have a lot of that in New York too. More big
Oh,
shows in New York
definitely.
would help. So I'm excited. I'm excited. I like it.
Yeah, I mean, do you ever have these kind of topics with other fellow hobbyists about
Um,
diversity and everything, and what can we do
Honestly, to
to
me
improve?
personally, it comes down to that is realizing the importance of representation.
Hmm.
People finding themselves in content and people doing this for a living. I think is important. You get more comfortable seeing someone that's like me. Hey, they can do it. I can do it too, kind of thing. And also just being able to walk into a card shop or a card show and feel comfortable and feel like you had a good experience. However we can help to focus on that, I think is the best thing we can all do. And this is including kids too, which were the minority before. So how do we get
That's
more kids?
crazy.
How do we create more positive experiences for kids so that they want to continue collecting, getting their parents into collecting? It's all a ripple effect. Just be kind.
I mean, I thought when I was a kid, even when I was in college, I thought buying a pack for $5, $10 was just outrageous. And now, then when I got back into it a few years ago, packs were now $20 to $50, and I'm just like, oh my god, how can a kid have the pleasure to enjoy being in this hobby?
But there's so many different outlets now too, like buying on eBay, and teach. There's so many things. Like the fact that we're teaching now that like base cards are worthless is like a really bad idea in my opinion. You gotta. It has to come. we have to teach more about the collecting. What Mark says, buy what you like. That connection that you have with the players or the characters is first, and then the cards come in, and you find value in those lower value cards. It doesn't have to be all about, oh, the most expensive card.
Mm-hmm.
How about I just love this $10 card because it's a color match of my favorite player, and it's the number on the back is my birthday number. Like, that's to me a more special card than a $300 card of Brock Purdy, you know? So
It's so true. So true.
that's the stuff that we need to be talking about more, and we'll get more people in, more kids. So
What is your favorite things to collect that's in your PC?
the whole collecting journey is like a roller coaster, you know, like there's phases that you're like super into this and super into that, but right now personally I'm super into sketch cards, Star Wars sketch cards.
Mm-hmm.
More than anything because I want to build a display behind me too, and I love sketch cards. They're to me they're true collectibles, they're true one of ones, and I look a lot for women in Star Wars. So a
Yay.
French fan, so I have like a this is one of my favorite products that I wish that they would make again. So I'm keeping this sealed just because I love it. Women in Star Wars product. These are like all the people I love, all the women I love.
Wow, they're all on there.
Yeah,
Women
these
of
are
Star Wars, awesome.
top right here. This is my PC. So these are some pretty cool Leia sketches that I picked up recently. So I can't wait to like get these slabbed CCG
Mm-hmm.
and make a display for them to hang behind me. So
You got to get there. You got to card yourself now. You got to have a production set.
exactly, I'm working on
People always give me hell because I have the bed in the back in this thing, and I haven't had time. I've been like so busy, and then I've hidden this shoebox thing, and people give me crap on the shoebox shelf here because it's hiding the bed right now. So I've got to build, and Dan keeps building this beautiful set. I don't know when he has the freaking time to do anything, the curator.
Oh my gosh.
I don't think he leaves that room. I really don't. And it's beautiful.
I don't think Dan sleeps.
I don't think he's a robot. And it just makes me look worse and worse and worse. Like, dude, you're always fixing this up. Like, wait a minute, I thought you were a lawyer. When do you work? Because I'm like, I'm just editing stuff, and I'm like, I am exhausted. And he's got a daughter and kids, and it's
I've talked to him about that before. I don't know how he does it. So when I decided to do this full time was because Merle, I was overwhelmed.
I can imagine.
I was ready to reach my breaking point. I was almost there. I was so this was this time last year. I was a middle school teacher. Okay. I had a full load. So my however many classes they gave me, 7th and 8th grade English. At work, I also taught app creation. I ran like programs. I took my kids on field trips. Like I was a 110% type of teacher. Like I went above and beyond always. I was one of the chairs of the English department. I was going to school too to add on to my degree 3-4 times a week plus homework. I was breaking on the weekends. I was making content and I was traveling to shows. I was like, I can't. Like something's got to give here. I had to make a decision. I was like,
oh my gosh, that seems even worse than me. I will admit. I'm exhausted just hearing that. I want to go take a nap now.
I only did that really for a few months, like from
that sounds
September.
grueling.
Maybe 5 months I was able to do that, and I couldn't do it anymore. So I don't know how Dan does it. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and he just seems to enjoy it so much, and he posts so much. He posts so much content all the time. And I'm like, when do you sit down? Like, are you able to give your clients, when you're a lawyer, these divorcees, ample quality time as a lawyer? Like, because I don't know how you do it.
He's good at what he does. He's a hardest working man in the hobby.
Yes, no duh. Because like I said, just from editing, I'm exhausted. My own day job is exhausting, and then I come and do this. And then my girlfriend goes, "Oh, you don't love me? Will we ever spend time together?" And then on top of that, she thinks all this stuff is just for pleasure. And she treats me like I'm the house husband. So I have to go pick up the laundry. I have to go buy the groceries. I have to cook. I have to do. But yeah, I mean, she does the cleaning. I'm a terrible cleaner, or I tried. So she does that because she's very OCD.
Yeah,
So she does that, and she takes out I take out the trash too, but she does it. But I have to go do the errands. She gives me
that's
a list of things to do.
you
She's
know
the
that's
boss man.
that's a hard thing that we don't really talk about, and I'm sure a lot of people go through it too. Is that when you decide to do this as a business, most of us, I mean,
Hmm.
I don't think if you decide to start selling trading cards just because you think you're gonna make a lot of money and you don't really love it, that's kind of weird to me.
Hmm.
But a lot of us that do it, we do it because we love it, and it's hard for people to understand that it's also our job, you
Hmm.
know? And it's like you said, like, yeah, sorry, I love to do this, but it's also like what you're doing on the side for opportunities and maybe possibly doing this full time in the future. So even now, I love to do this and I'm so happy, but it's my job too. Like I do this from 9 to 9 every day.
That's a long hours, and have a family on top of it.
Yeah, you just gotta, it's
Whew.
like working from home. When I was teaching from home, this very time, a lot of time management, but it's fun.
Okay, so now you're a big social media star, okay? And I know just the little following I have, and then I know Dan because we work together, the great curator. The good people outweigh the bad. The good fans outweigh the negative fans. Do you have do you have any trolls that enter your domain? Let me ask you that. Because I
Absolutely.
can't see it, but I guess I can't be surprised, or I don't know. But you just seem so nice, and no offense, you're a woman, so I can't imagine anybody being mean to you. Just so wrong. I can't imagine people being mean to us, but they are, because they don't understand that we love the hobby. I just love doing this. This is just an escape for me to get on my job, because I work in entertainment, and it's a dog eat dog world in entertainment, and this is just an escape. I want to enjoy it. This is
Yeah.
not about me making money. It's about, because I'm an editor, I'm stuck in a closet most of the time. I don't get to be around people, and this gets me a chance to be around. That's the only reason I do it. It's not about the money. It's me being around people and getting to talk and share experiences and sharing about cards. That's what's about for me. How about you?
Yeah, I think you just tell yourself that when it happens, because honestly, it comes with the territory of putting yourself out there. It just is. If you believe that you can put yourself out there and have your YouTube show and have your social media following and not ever get any pushback or trolls or people saying mean things that aren't true, just know you're living in a fantasy land. This is just what social media is. You have people that are so comfortable saying whatever they say online. But you know, one thing that really, when I do have those experiences, don't get me wrong, at
No, I
this
know.
time last year, I was very new to that type of like experience with having
Hmm.
people speaking negatively about me online, and it crushed me. I was like, really?
They did.
You start feeling self-conscious about yourself. You start doubting what you're doing, and you start doubting that you're doing the right thing. And so many dumb things come to your mind because of this.
Are they usually the same snide comment, or what?
Just different things like being new. I get a lot of like being new, or I honestly don't even want to talk about it. Like
No, I
there's
understand, but I want to learn, because
here.
you seem like a strong individual, and I can
Okay.
I just want to know how you take it, because I feel like anybody who might get started in this, the side effects of being starting social content, being a social content creator.
You know what helps me get through it in the moment? Because obviously, like you get a negative comment, and in the moment, it's very emotional, right?
Yes.
You either feel crushed or bad, or you get pissed. And I try not to feel any of those things. I try to like relax, take a deep breath, and I think to myself, and I try to think like, what should I reply? And
Hmm.
don't reply right away. Number one, never do.
No.
Take some time, take your time, and think about whether you want to reply or not. And you either decide to not reply at all, or just think to yourself, have compassion for this person, first of all, To go onto someone's page that they don't know at all. Most of the time, the comments don't make any sense either if you really think about it. But I have compassion for the person. Like they're upset about something. I'm sorry, but also they would never say that to you in person. A
No.
lot of the times they feel justified or in their belief, and that's valid. So have compassion for that and invite that person to talk to you about it in person. It
Mhm.
won't happen. So I always think that, like, if you have something to say to me, I will be at the national, ladies and gentlemen. Please come up to me and let's talk about it, and then we'll see what you think of me after that. Because I think I'm pretty in person. We can talk about things more and it makes more sense. There's a lot of things that get lost in translation, I think. And that's just a huge, long winded answer. At the end of the day, focus on yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure that, if you have a purpose, like Merle says he does, and he just does it for the passion, for the love of it and the people, just remember that. And these people that are trolls and negative commenters, they don't deserve your time.
No, no. I mean, when I was in my 20s, even 30s, I think I would have been highly upset of some of the things I've seen in my post or comments and messages or my DMs. We didn't have DMs back then, though. Thank God. But now, as I've gotten older and wiser, that I just crack up over it, or I think it's silly,
Yes.
and it's easy
Laugh
for
it
me
off.
to deal with responses. And like you said, I either ignore it or it's like, oh, like come see me. At 99% of the time they don't. But I've actually had people come and actually meet me at the national and other conventions who have left snide comments or messages. And they've come up to me, talk to me, like, you know what, Merlin, you're not a bad person after all. And they're like, I'm sorry about everything. I'm like, dude, it's okay, man. But in my head, I'm thinking like you're kind of
Isn't
nuts.
that horrible?
But
And
I'm still being diplomatic. I'm like, dude, it's okay. Like, feel free to talk to me anytime.
that's what
I gotta engage them, so they don't feel threatened or anything.
Oh yeah. And I get a lot where, people feel comfortable with me and say, hey, X and Y about this person who I like, and I always say, hey, I've met this person in person and he or she is an amazing person.
Mhm.
Like I just challenge you to think about that. You're speaking negatively about people you've never met before. And these are people that I've met before who I think I have a pretty good judge of character. Even if I wasn't, that I enjoy their presence and their company and I think they're really great people. So if
So
you
now
think
you just ignore the messages now that are sent to you or left or comments left.
comments left more than anything. And I think about deleting them sometimes too, but that's pointless too. So
You're not like the curator where he
no
deletes it
time.
all or blocks them all.
Just remember
And
that.
then they message me. Then they come after me after that. I'm like, Dan, I got a whole swarm of your DMs because you blocked everybody on the show. And
Just
they're telling me to get rid of you. And I'm like, listen, have you slept in a hotel room every weekend with this man like I have? Like, I think I know him pretty well at this point, and he knows me very well. If we can put up entire year together and still be friends and be in a hotel room every single weekend, I think we're pretty good friends at this point. Agree?
Agreed.
Yeah, because that's almost like my girlfriend and I, and probably you and your husband. Like, if we can survive each other locked up during the pandemic together and not kill each other, I think we're a pretty good couple.
Yeah, or almost getting there and not doing it, then we've gone through the worst.
Yeah, right. Because I'm sure we saw a lot of people break up and get divorced, whatever, during the pandemic.
It was a rough time.
Yes, it was, especially in Los Angeles. You didn't have the freedom. Like, oh my gosh, that's a whole nother show. But
Exactly.
yes, I think we're good partners because we not contrast, but we complement each other because we're totally opposites of one another. Thank goodness. I think if I had two of me, we would have killed each other.
It works that way.
It does, doesn't it? It's great. We have strengths whereas the other person's weaknesses, and that always helps. But we will have another show about being couples. We can talk about that on another topic.
Hobby. I like it.
All right. So Stephanie, you have any other shout outs? Any last things you want to say?
No, shout out to you, Merlin, and to Dan. Thank you so much for having me on the show again. It's always a fun time.
Thank you for being on my show again. The last minute, everybody check out Mamabreaks on Instagram at Mamabreaks. That's not Mama, because I don't know how my accent sounds to you all listening to the show, but it's MAMABREAKS, correct?
Correct.
Mamabreaks. And I guess she's on other platforms on whatnot as Mamabreaks. What other platforms do you have that we can check you out on?
eBay.
eBay at Mamabreaks as well.
Breaks.
And then try to buy some Bowman baseball and try to pull her card out. She's a case hit, folks.
Yeah,
so
big.
Maybe you can get her autograph. You can see her at a convention. Next convention you'll be at?
Absolutely. I will be at the next one, National.
Oh, not till the National.
Mm-hmm.
My goodness. I think I'll be at a few shows after that, but the National is going to be the big one. And then I guess you and I both will be at the National, and we'll definitely be at the Burbank Card Show, which this time will be in Anaheim, not Burbank, not Ontario, but Anaheim, bigger and badder. And if it was anything the last show, y'all have got to attend. This is as good as the National and Dallas Card Show. I had a blast, and I sold a lot, and I bought a lot. So it's a don't miss. It's definitely a FOMO if you miss it.
Absolutely.
So Stephanie, have a wonderful day and another wonderful week. We'll watch you on your live streams, and I look forward to having you on the show again. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Merle.
Well, I hope you enjoyed the interview with Mamabreaks. Make sure to subscribe to Merle Cards, hit that like button, and leave more comments on the comments below, and read the description if you need any links to more information about me, Merlin of Merle Cards, or Stephanie Garcia, Mamabreaks. So check it out. I'll have the links in the descriptions below. And leave any comments so I know what you want to see in the next Pop Culture Talk with Merlin. Thank you all very much, and make sure to tune in to the next Pop Culture Talk with Merlin. Bye-bye, everyone.